Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Welcome to Tilted Balls. Hey, welcome back to
What a great
our.
song.
I heard we needed theme music, so that was your theme music. I don't know if I can do that again. I probably should have written it down. Maybe I'll re-listen. Right, but this is the Kilted
Re-listen and
Ball
practice it.
podcast, and I'm
Yes.
Ballbuster.
I'm Kilted Dragon Jared. Good to see everybody. Or
So
here,
it's been an
or you know what I mean.
exciting few days.
It's been a crazy couple days, that is for sure.
Do you
Wow.
notice? Do you notice that we were talking about this a little bit today at lunch, that the NFT market is so dang fast? Like 2 days feels like a week. I think that's why we shoot so many episodes, right? Like if a
Yeah.
week goes
I
by, and
think
I'll
we're
give some
slacking by
examples
only
later.
having 2 episodes.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's all right.
I'll give an example later of where like that happened, where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's been so long. And then I was like, oh, or not.
Yeah. Someone said that on Twitter today. I forget exactly what they said, but it was something about, oh, are we going to start measuring like these minutes in years just so we can kind of keep track a little easier?
Well, my buddy at school who I told to teach this, I was like, listen, so we're in this phase right now. And in 3 weeks, we're going to be in this phase. And in 3 weeks, we're going to be in this phase. And I go, so the nice thing is you can do your entire course over the rise and fall of a mode of currency or supply and demand because it moves that fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And yeah, so we've only been on, I think, for 2 days, but so much crap has happened in 2 days.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was, what's today? Today's Tuesday. It was Sunday night. We're recorded, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Insane. Okay. So start us off. What was the first crazy thing that happened? Let's see if we can put a story together for you guys.
Okay. Well, I think I was talking about it. I was out of Ethereum. I had ways to get more Ethereum, but it's the end of the month and I gotta make sure my bills are paid, all that stuff.
Dang it,
So
stupid bills.
I didn't want to be like yanking a bunch of money out. So I don't think I talked about it on here. I heard Gary talk about it. And if I didn't, it was just because so much stuff came up. But have you ever heard of Nataya? I think her name is Nataya. It's a
talking about, yes.
Okay. So it's a young girl. I guess she does product reviews, things like that on YouTube. I looked at her stuff. It said she had
for like toys, right?
Yeah, toys. 22 million subscribers to her channel. So she had like her cute little face next to each letter of her name, so you could buy these 6 NFTs. They were 20 with gas. They ended up being between $20 and $25 each, cash. It was on Bitsy that you got it from. So I'd never heard of Bitsy. I got an account. I was like, well, $20 adding gas. I'm gonna invest in this. Small investment. I have friends that ask me all the time, and I tell them, do your own research. And I asked two of my friends, 2 Chris's that I hang out with and play D&D with. I'm like, they have kids and stuff. I'm like, do you know who this little girl is? And both of them said no. I take that back. I guess one of their daughters said that she kind of knew who she was. And I'm like, I'm buying these, not financial advice, do whatever you want. But they keep on looking for an inexpensive way to get in. So $125 is not too bad to get in.
Nope.
I wasn't planning on looking at them for who knows when. But all of a sudden I see, and I see on Twitter, like, oh, her stuff is going crazy. And I'm like, what? Because I didn't even realize it was going to be on OpenSea. So I go over there and all the letters of her name were going for, it was almost 2 ETH.
For 2 ETH?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm frantically trying to list them. But one thing you need, and we've talked about this before, you need Ethereum to be able to you have to pay your service fees up front. Then you pay in Ethereum.
Yeah.
So I was scrambling, looking around, and I was just like, whatever. I mean, it's definitely dropped since then. I don't know if it'll go back up. I mean, I think each of them are 0.1 now or 0.01 now, where they were 0.25 before, and then like one of the letters was a lot more expensive. So it worked out to about 2 Ethereum, which this weekend, like $6,000, let's say. So,
but you
4
don't
days
have
before,
her in your wallet,
5 days
right?
before, I spent $125.
Yes.
And then I could have made 6,000, which it would have been insane. I didn't have the Ethereum again. No, she was in a different wallet. So I was trying to put her on OpenSea from that other wallet, but
Oh, and that's
I
why you
couldn't
needed so
add.
much gas.
Yeah, if not, I needed to move gas into that wallet, which I didn't have gas in my other wallet either. So after
You
dealing
gotta
with that
have
all
ETH to
day
make me.
yes, watching the price drop all day and being sad that there were a bunch of things that I wanted to get, I decided to sell my Mutant Ape Club. So that was free. And it was slightly less than what my original offer that I had gotten. I forget exactly what it was, but I ended up selling it for 7. So I was pretty happy about that.
Did we do an episode about the mutant apes? I think like we did, right?
Yeah, that was the day we did it. We were talking about it.
That's true. So a weird side note for the mutant apes, and I tweeted about this. If people follow the Kilted Balls Twitter, I saw after our episode that the mutant apes were skyrocketing. So they were at like 4, and like an hour later they were at 5, and then they were at like 5.5. And so like we were online, we had just got done with our episode, and I'm like, right, these are going so fast. And I'm like, they're gonna be 10 before the end of the week. And so I was like, I need to grab one now when they're sitting around 5. But like you, I didn't have 5 in my wallet. Now I've got some over in Coinbase, but it wasn't cleared to transfer yet. So when
me too, I had
lessons, right?
over there. Yeah.
So one of our lessons for our listeners, when you put money in Coinbase, you can play with it instantly. You can trade it. You can buy Ethereum. You can sell Ethereum, buy Bitcoin. You can play it, whatever you want to do in Coinbase for X amount of days. But you can't take any money out of the wallet. So for me, it was 5 days.
Unless your deposit was under $900.
Which,
so
if
I'm smart enough where I transferred over 2,000 rather than 900 twice, where I could use it instantly. So
yeah, I did not know that was a trick. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's $900 or under, you can pull it out instantly.
Well, that'd be good to know because I put in $1,000.
You couldn't move it for 5 days.
And I couldn't move it for 5 days. So, you know, anyway,
awesome.
had it sitting there.
It's perfect.
But the apes were going up. And so I did something, and I wasn't really excited about doing it, but I thought, you know, what the heck? So I really like World of Women, and I really like my Mike Tyson NFT. So we've talked about both of those. We're really bullish on both of those. We think they're both going to hit 10. And so I was like, you know what? They're going to hit 10, but it's going to take them like a month, which, as we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, is forever in NFT world, right? So I'm like, that's going to take a month. I can sell both of those, buy a mutant for 5, 6, even 7, and sell it in a week for 10 and rebuy in to both Mike Tyson and World of Women.
Yeah.
So I set up an auction for 24 hours, or so I thought. So in 2 hours, my World of Women sells. So I sell her for about 4. And I'm like, yes, now I just need Tyson to go. Now, when I listed Tyson, I put him on a descending thing. So I put him at 4 and said, you know, let it go into like 3.7. Well, I didn't put it for a day, I put it in for a
great idea.
Yeah, which you can cancel it, but it costs money. And I was just like, you know what, I'll just cancel it in 24 hours if it doesn't sell. Now, I wasn't on the floor. So there were 5 before me on the floor. So I was like, it may take a while to sell, but that's okay. I don't think the mutants are going to go up by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the next morning I got up and the mutants were 7.5. And my Tyson hadn't sold. And I was like, crap. Even if my Tyson sells with all the fees, I'm probably not going to be able to get a mutant ape.
Yes.
And I was like, I should cancel the Tyson. So I jump over to my Tyson and I look at it, and it's like 20 some Tysons off the floor. It's way off the floor. And so I'm like, okay, if somebody decides to snipe this and pick it up, I'm
Mhm.
going to make money buying on the floor, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in no danger. And I'm like, you know what? None of this is going to work. So I go back to World of Women and I decide I'm going to pick up one of those off the floor. So I go to buy one and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I didn't buy it. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden it was gone. And I was like, crap. So I'm looking at another one. I'm like, oh, should I buy it? Shouldn't I? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is what I want. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I should refresh my page. Like I haven't
Mhm.
refreshed it while I'm him and Han. She might have already been sold, and then I'm going to waste gas trying to do the transaction. So I
Yeah.
refresh my page, and there's a rare one sitting there under the
That's
value
awesome.
of mine. And I'm like, oh, snipe, and bought it.
That's
So I got
awesome.
back into World of Women. So I sold a World of Women, got back into a World of Women with a better World of Women, and I made a profit. So I got my
Mhm.
investment back on World of Women. So basically now my World of Women is free.
That's awesome.
Yep. And so I'm excited. And so yesterday we were talking a lot about how often we evaluate our NFT collections.
Mhm.
So some people do it a month, some people do it a week. I have a spreadsheet, and anytime I'm feeling good, I get on my spreadsheet and I update it to see, whether my NFTs
Mhm.
have gained value or not. It's not
Yeah.
really great because it's not taking into account royalties or fees, but it's fun. And
Yeah.
so we had just been talking about, so I'm like, I'm going to look at that. And so I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, what's the floor on Tyson? And I look and mine is still like 20 off the floor. And I'm like, cripe. I go, I'm way down on my Tyson. Not really. Like I bought it for
Mhm.
like one and the floor was like 2.7, right? So I was still like
Yeah.
an ETH above the floor, ETH and a half. And so I'm like looking at it going, well, that's cool. And I start looking at other stuff. And all of a sudden my whole wallet image shifts. I'm like, that's weird. And I like looked at it and I'm like, oh, everything's still good. Everything's good. I start
Mhm.
looking at going through everything and doing it. And I get to my Mike Tyson one and I type in the search bar Mike Tyson and the floor was like 4.5. And I was like,
Mhm.
holy shit, the floor is 4.5. And I go back to my wallet and my Tyson's gone.
Uh,
And I was like, crap, my Tyson sold. And so I'm like, who bought my Tyson when it was like 20th from the bottom?
Mhm.
Some guy bought 36 Tysons off the floor. He bought them all.
That's awesome. That's
And so mine
awesome.
was sold. And so on one hand, I'm really sad because now the floor was 4.5 and I'm not getting back
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I bought it for 1 and I sold it for 4.
Yeah. I was eyeing that today. I was debating on doing that
Yeah,
today, but I was
because
like,
yours is
no, I'll wait.
the bite one is worth so much today.
Yeah, it is. Because I have two of the basics and then one of the bite. And actually I want to go back real quick to Sunday because
Yeah.
I forgot that I was going through I was doing a lot of thinking Sunday night because I passed my ape at 50
Yep.
and the prices were coming down a little bit. I had an offer for 45 and the floor was 40 and I noticed the floor bumping up and down right around the 40 and I was really debating on selling my ape and buying back in at 40 and having the 5 ETH. Like I was just like, okay, this is solid. But then, like you said earlier, the fees and everything, I wasn't thinking about it. I don't know exactly what they are on the apes, but I was like, it could be up to 10%. So if I sold it for 45, took a 10% hit, then I only have one ETH if I'm buying something for 40 and not something I like as much. So actually it took out I was awake probably another actually I don't know if it was quite 3 hours, but another 2 hours for sure Sunday night, heavily debating on selling it. I mean, I talked to Tristan, I talked to
Wow.
Gina. I was debating on this, but then as soon as I thought of that, I was totally fine. I was like, nope. I went to sleep,
It's
and I've
meant to
been
be.
fine.
It's
The
meant to
prices are
be.
going back up, yeah. But
But yeah,
where were
that was
we?
the thing. We were online with each
Oh
other
yeah.
for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with these mutant apes and going through all of these things. So
Yeah.
one of the things you got to know is you got to be doing your research. You got to know what you're doing. You shouldn't just like,
Yep.
I mean, you do you. We don't do financial advice, but
Yeah.
you might want to take some time and look at stuff. And it's not like fast. You should take some time. Like that mutant
Yep.
ape was a really fast decision for me. And that was 2 or 3 hours in. Now, The reason I was on Monday actually going through my wallet was because these were released. So we'll share the screen. Boom, boom, boom. The Mannequin games were
Yeah.
released. So they had the big
Yeah.
reveal on Monday while I was working. And so I had to
Mhm.
come home and look at them. And my Mike Tyson used to be right here. And so all of a sudden, like everything shifted. And I'm like, why did this World of Women appear on the second row? What happened here?
Oh, that's
And I'm like, whoa,
hilarious.
my Tyson's gone. But yeah, so the Mannequin game.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, people. I think these are super cool. I think they look good.
I
But
do
what's
too.
really cool is Kilted got a whole bunch of lucky mannequins, and mainly
You see,
this guy.
I did list it. You see, I listed it. That
I
what
see
was
you
it?
listed it.
Number 39
It's
or
yeah, it's in the
37.
top 50 rarest mannequins.
Yeah, it was super diamond hands. So of course I'm
Yeah.
gonna let that one go. I do like the diamond hands. I thought it was super cool. But I was looking and there were ones that were not as rare. I don't think as cool that were selling for a lot more. And
Well,
I was
and
like, if
here's the
someone wants to give
thing.
me 10 for that, I'll take the 10 for it.
Here is part of the market, the NFT market that I never realized. And if you're trying to get
Mhm.
in the NFT market, this is something you should look for, right? Notice he got a free mutant ape and he sold it for 7 or 8. He got a free dog, sold it for 4. All of these mannequins, this one that he's listed for 10 was free.
Mhm.
These are free
Yeah.
drops from the community. And look, he has a whole bunch. If I can get down to them, where the heck are they? Where's your mannequins?
Yeah. Sometimes
There,
my wallet's been acting funky. Okay, there's
there they
more.
are. Right.
Mhm.
So all of these were free and he already has offers.
Yeah.
So one of the things you kind of want to look for if you're going to do an avatar style, like we've
Mhm.
talked about, that market's kind of weird. You might want to pick one. We've talked about value added. This is value added. They're giving us a
Yeah.
free NFT. He could turn around and sell this right now for 0.02, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Which he got for free. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a thing.
Well, since we're talking about this, we're going to jump ahead to 10 minutes ago before the show started. And actually, it's not on there. If you want to
Okay.
click it to recently added, is that a Can you do that on someone else's wallet?
Recently listed, recently created, sold, recently received. Would that do it?
Yep, recently received.
Okay, recently received. There we go.
Where is
Ooh,
it?
I looked at buying these bomb squads.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so actually, I guess we can see some of the
I
things
almost
that I
bought a
bought right
token
there.
mon. I almost bought
So
one
I
of
got
those.
the Tokemon was actually before I sold my mutant ape, but I bought the creature. I bought the 2 atom bombs. I bought the 2 ladies today, and I bought a Doge pound today. I had 2.5 ETH burning a hole in my pocket. I was actually waiting, and I was on Twitter, and someone was laughing like, "Why is Doge pound floor over 2?" And they were picking on him and laughing. And so I got on real fast. I'm looking at them, and I mean, there's one.
There it
That's what I
is.
just got. So what is that? I got it for 2.48.
Yeah.
So just under 2.5. The floor right now, I mean, it's been 10 minutes. There's one at 2.55 right now, 2.6, 2.6, 2.66, but they're dropping a puppy tomorrow. Everybody who has a Doge pound gets a puppy tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what? The floor's going up and they're dropping puppies tomorrow. So I mean, that's one I just totally took a chance on. But the people who are defending him online says the community's awesome and everything. So, maybe I get lucky. Maybe it turns into another ape. And I also got the Tools of Rock, which I was looking at a few days ago
Oh
as
yeah, I saw
well.
that.
But I didn't have, I didn't have any Ethereum in my wallet, so I went past it. But after I sold my mutant ape, I made sure to go grab one since I am a huge music fan. It's a dolly in the background. So yeah, I
No, I
was
like it.
super excited about that.
So let's talk for a second. Part of this is supposed to be educational for you peeps, right? So that you can
Yes.
learn the lessons that we're learning. And so we're telling you a lot of stories, but sometimes we forget to throw in the lessons. So let's talk for a second about things you're going to want to look at. So he just bought from the Doge Pound. And so things you want to look at. First off, they've got 10,000 items. Okay. They've got 3.6 thousand owners. So that means each owner has a little under 3 Doges. So that's a good sign. If this was only 1,000, that means you got a ton of people holding these. It's going to be a weird market. If this number was 30,000 and this was 3,000, that's weird because, again, a lot of people owning it. The floor price is what the lowest one goes. And if you click on that, it'll show you where they're at. These are just showing auctions. Those don't mean a thing. But if you click
OpenSea hasn't
that,
been updating fast enough recently.
it does not update. So if you look, 2.55 is the lowest one. Then 2.6, and I'm sitting here going, man, I've got 4 ETH burning a hole in my pocket. Maybe it's time to buy a Doge.
I mean,
but then
oh, go ahead.
And then this final one is probably one of the best ones. So you click here, and now it starts looking kind of like your stock market. And you can see where this is trending. So if you look at the Doge, he said they're going to have a release. Weird. They're selling a lot, and the price is going up. So yesterday they sold 664. 3 days ago they sold 221. The price average was 1.4. The price average is 2.2. So it's going up right now. But the thing that I think is most useful is if you scroll down, you can see what everybody's been paying and how long ago. So the Doge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What is it? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What are we at? 25 in an hour?
Yeah, because where was mine? Oh,
No,
mine set an hour ago, and that mine was the lowest that had been. When was the next lowest compared to mine? There's a 2.495 2
Do you
hours
see yours
ago.
yet?
Yeah, I saw mine. I didn't count how many, but I see it.
But yeah, peeps. So that's something that's good. Now, the other thing that I like to do, a lot of times if I'm really wanting to research, is I go to their Discord. So almost all of these have a Discord.
And I tell everybody that's a great thing to do.
Yeah, go to the Discord. Look at how many members they have in their Discord. If they're doing a 10,000 NFT drop and they've got under 1,000 people in their Discord, that drop isn't going to work. It's not going to go well. And you've been with us when we talked about the Stoner Cats. We knew Stoner Cats were going to sell out. There was a lot of FUD with Stoner Cats, and we knew it didn't matter because there was more than 10,000 people in their Discord channel. That's plenty to sell out 10,000 NFTs, which is why we didn't get one, right? They sold out right around us because it was going so fast. So those are things that we look at to kind of see what's going on. So like I'm interested in the mutant apes. So I go to the mutant apes right here and I can look at how that one sold for 3. Oh no, that's a dog. What the heck is that doing in here? Oh, it's doing both of them. I'm like, what is that dog? That was screwing me up. So, I can go here and be like, look, it sold for 6, 6.4. This one sold for 1.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, the floor right now is almost 6 for those.
For the apes. See, so it went back down. So it went all the way up to 8 and it went back down. And if I had sold my World of Women, I would be in a position to buy it. But there's my new woman and I like her.
Let me see her. Awesome.
All right. See that?
Nice.
Yeah, I think she's pretty sweet. So.
Oh, I got another Fame lady too. I forgot.
Nice. I love the Fame ladies. I tweeted at Pink the other day and said, hey, Pink, let us give you gifts. We're ready. Awesome. So I bought that near the floor for 3.3 and the floor right now is 2.7. So I could pick up another World of Women and I think I'd still come out ahead, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think these are going, actually it looks like kind of like going up. But yeah, peeps, so there's some kind of lessons for you, things to look at. It's been a crazy weekend. I'm sad I sold my Tyson, but like I said, I made 3 ETH on the deal about. Yeah. And I don't think you can be sad when you're flipping and making money. And so
no, not at all.
But now I got to figure out where to put that 4 ETH.
Yeah. Yeah, because what's the floor right now? says
For
for
Tyson?
the Tyson. Yeah.
Yeah, stupid probably. Because that guy cleared the floor.
4.3. 4.3.
Yeah, he cleared the floor past 4.
Yeah.
Which is super smart. Like Amy was like, why would anybody do that? And I'm like, because let's say you already own 2 and the floor was 2.5. And she's like, right, that's kind of what it was. I'm like, right. So he just bought those 36 and made the floor 4.3. Now his Mike Tyson that he bought for 2 or 2.5, whatever the floor is now worth 4.3. He just made
Yeah.
2E by buying other things.
Yeah,
And now
you're
all
exactly
those
right.
things are below the floor, which means every single one of those he makes a profit on. He can just sell them one by one. Right?
Okay, so I paid 2.45 for my bite.
You want to see how
And
much your bite is now?
Right now, the lowest bite is 9.11.
9.11. I was trying to buy one when it was 3. Here it is, 9.11. Look at that floor. Right?
Yeah.
4s, 5s, jumps to 7s, bam, 9s. So that guy made the market go insane.
Yeah.
Right. He's the one who owns these? Probably not.
Yeah,
Nope.
probably not.
That's not the guy
But
who owns
then
them.
I go
Oh,
back.
he's got his
Okay.
eyes.
All right.
These are what you
I
bought, these tools of rock, right?
Yeah. I bought some tools of rock. I really like. I mean, I like that stuff anyways.
You do like that
I
stuff.
love the idea.
8.5 thousand, 2.2, 17. It's not bad.
Not bad.
So yeah, if
Well,
you
that's
have,
that's not necessary. Well, yeah, I like to think some are for flipping and some I'm just, I really like.
yeah, for
I
sure.
wanted a Tyson to keep. I was liking to think that I was going to keep that bite, but I don't know. I might be able to get talked out of it for 9.
That's true for a 9. That's pretty dang good. You bought it for 2, get 9. So anyway, peeps,
2.5.
you could almost buy another V-Friends. I'm just throwing that out there. I actually thought about letting both of those 2 things sell and going and buying a V-Friend, and then the floor jumped to 9 for V-Friends. I was like, dang it. The floor was jumping a lot this weekend. So peeps, we're going to cut this episode down. We don't want it to be any longer than this. Have ideas for me? I've got some ETH now, right? My Mike Tyson's gone. And so I've got things to spend. So if you have things you want me to look at, tell me, shoot it in the comments or put it on Twitter, put it in the Discord, and I'll seriously consider picking that up. So got 4 burning a hole in my pocket, got to use it.
Well, okay. We'll have to talk about this in the after hours, but thank you everyone for listening. It's awesome.
Thank you. It was awesome
Appreciate
having you guys here. This
Love
is
you.
Ballbuster signing out.
Kill the Dragon Jar.